To many, an ice sheet is little more than a dead, frozen mass of water. It's in fact a powerful entity, alive and dynamic, that can exceed 2 miles in thickness and be millions of years old. Powerful winds shape its surface and gravity keeps it on the move. But it generally takes a full immersion into the heart of the ice to photographically extract the best of it and find a way to tell its story. Well, I stand here at the northernmost part of our journey. We finally reached the ocean. From one end of the continent to the other, over 2,300 kilometers. This is the northern end of Greenland in this bay covered with ice. We've managed over 40 days to cover this pristine environment, one of the last true wild frontiers, unspoiled and hardly ever traveled. The ice can look like a monotonous, tediously repetitive blanket of white that stretches agonizingly in all directions. But spending weeks or months on an ice sheet helps uncover the subtle details, forever changing with the light and dynamics of the day. While I couldn't describe exactly how, I don't recall 2 days ever looking the same. The shifts in color, in shadows, in terrain, gives each hour its own identity, its own glorious splendor. But aside from its temperature, a defining characteristic of the ice is that it's constantly moving, and an ice sheet is always pulling towards the ocean, transforming into glaciers and finally calving into icebergs as it reaches it. That's where you witness the full spectrum of its many faces. I'm in the Bay of Quannack, witnessing this remarkable event of nature. These giant icebergs are trapped in the sea ice, essentially like the Valley of the Giants that time forgot. It's truly a magnificent sight. This is the middle of the night. I'm out here by myself. I've got a flare. In fact, I've got 2 of them in case of an unfortunate encounter with a bear, but they haven't seen bears here in the last year, and they've seen only 2 in the last 2 years, so there's bids in my favor. To shoot the ice, I generally favor overcast days, which allow me to play with a subtle palette of monochromatic blues and whites. In broad sunlight, the contrast is too strong and makes everything look like a postcard. But the lack of trapped air in old or ancient ice is what gives it its blue hues. Frozen H2O, or water, is stripped of the red value that completes the full color spectrum of red, green, and blue. Absolutely an amazing, peaceful, spiritual, remarkable walk amongst the ice here. It's truly spectacular.